Ngā mihi mahana, hoki e ho mā. It's great to welcome you again to this Gospel Reflection for Wednesday. A few years back, I went on a motorcycle trip with another squad member to the far north of New Zealand. And on the way, my bike gave me some trouble. The battery wasn't charging. And when we reached our destination, a Catholic worker farm in the Hokianga that lives off-grid, I asked one of the hosts for our hui, our weekend, if they had a spanner that I could borrow to take the battery out and connect to their solar panel and recharge my battery. I knew they had a workshop over by the house a fair ways away. We were standing in the middle of a paddock. Joseph was barefoot, a pair of jeans and an old t-shirt hanging on his rugged frame. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a little spanner and said, "Like this one?" I couldn't believe it. I laughed. I was so surprised, but I really shouldn't have been. That what I needed was right there, ready and waiting for me, just to ask for it, in the middle of a paddock. That was quite a few years ago now, but only last Sunday, the new church year began with the first Sunday of Advent. Who would have thought a new year could begin on Sunday the 29th of November? This is just yet another symbol for us to say that we do not walk to the beat of the drum of the world, to the beat of the drum of any empire or regime. As followers of Christ and members of His church, His kingdom, we are called to walk in His new way and see life and our role in ways that please and honour the ways of Jesus. The Gospel that the lectionary gives us today is Matthew 15, verses 29 to 37. Now Matthew is mainly writing to a Jewish audience, so he uses lots of images from the Old Testament to explain what Jesus is up to. Today he quotes from Isaiah 35 about the blind seeing, the deaf hearing, the lame leaping. And the location of our story is up a mountain and in the wilderness. Again, these historically have been special places where God has met the people of Israel and done amazing things for them. So today Matthew is screaming to us, see, this is Jesus, making that kingdom the prophets dreamed of and talked about real, making it available to us here and now. Although after 3 days of this particular spectacle, the huge crowd is becoming physically hungry. There are no shops nearby, and Jesus encourages his mates to get creative and do something. "What have you got?" he asks. 7 loaves and a few fish, they reply. Jesus seats the crowd, gives thanks for what they have provided, and somehow the whole crowd of 4,000 men plus their families are fed. Some say this is a miracle. Others say that once a small amount was donated, those who had held back initially contributed so they could be part of the action, and so it turned out that they actually had more than enough right there in the crowd. Possibly that is more of a miracle. Nau te raudo, nāku te raudo, ka ora ai te iwi. With your small basket and my small basket, the clan will be alive and well, says an ancient Māori proverb of Whakatauki. Today's gospel is happening far away from Jerusalem and the powers of the time. Friends, it still happens today, these miracles. Maybe you know yourself, in neighbourhoods far from the town centre or in those forgotten villages or towns in the middle of nowhere, people see this kingdom happening too. They believe that God has placed enough for everyone nearby. They know that by living in the Jesus way they can share, that they can have faith that God will prompt others to share in return, and together we can know God restoring our communities and land to full health. So as we begin this new church year and prepare for the wonderful feast of Christmas in a few weeks, may we look to that vulnerable baby who lived out that kingdom life that the prophets dreamed of, that shows that God cares that there would be enough for all of us to have our needs fulfilled. Be encouraged, friends, that those who seem to have it made in town central and like to tell us how to be fixed often have no idea of the kingdom that lurks in our neighbourhoods and clubhouses. Be encouraged to believe that God, who fed crowds in the wilderness and made the lame walk, can make your heart sing, can transform our struggle into meaningful, loving solidarity in a kingdom community right where we are today. Rangamaria ki a koutou katoa. Cheers and God bless you.